Dear friends, good day. Today is Wednesday, August 12th, the 22nd day of the month of Av, and number 116 in our inspiration series. And I want to talk today about something we have in the Torah portion of the day that we are studying on this Wednesday, which are about the laws of kosher. Most importantly, which animal, fish, fowl are kosher and which are not kosher. And when it talks about the kosher animals, the Torah specifies that they need two signs. They need to chew their cud. That means that the food that they eat goes into their stomach. Most kosher animals, the way they're set up, they have several stomachs. It goes into one stomach, it goes back out into their throat, and they start chewing it in mouth. They chew it again, it goes into another stomach, and this way happens several times. So they chew their cud until it's broken down well, it can go into the animal. The other sign is that it has to have split hooves. That means that the hooves are split through and through the floor. There are some animals that have split hooves on the top, but not on the bottom. A kosher animal has to be split hooves through and through. And why did the Torah specifically, or God specifically, choose these two signs? What do they stand for? And we're told that actually some animals only have one of these signs. Most animals either have both or have none. But the Torah tells us about 4 animals that have both one of these signs. Until today, we have not found any more instances of animals that have only one of these signs. But generally, they either have both or they have none. So what is the significance of these signs? And there's a lot that's been written and commented on this. I just want to share one thing, which I think we can apply, and especially when we are trying to be positive and trying to keep everyone else around us positive and trying to understand what's happening around us, to decipher what's going on. And the idea of chewing its cud is very different than the way many people eat today. Today we live in a world where everyone gets the biggest size food that they can get, and they eat it as quick as possible. We're such a rushed society. Everything is happening so quick. We have no time for anything. Instead of savoring a meal and taking bite by bite, which is healthier, this is the way people used to eat. But today we don't have time, so we're rushing. And the bigger, the better. But we're rushing. We're taking massive bites. Sometimes we don't even chew it down and we just swallow it. And unfortunately, the many illnesses that happen in our Western world, America, Canada, and other countries that have a lot of wealth and are able to just indulge in these things. But what is the idea of chewing the cud? Chewing the cud means that you bite it slowly. You chew it slowly. You don't digest it quickly. You digest it slowly. And so too has to be about things going on around us, especially things related between us and another fellow. In all of our relationships, a lot of times things happen and we can quickly translate it into meaning something negative, and something's going on that's hurtful, and therefore we react. And you know the story about the guy who needed to borrow something from his neighbor, and he knows he's not such a nice guy, and he's thinking, I'm going to ask for my neighbor to borrow his lawnmower. He's going to say no, and I'm going to say, please do me a favor, I'll make sure I won't do anything bad to it. And he'll say no. It's all going on in his mind. And he gets so upset. Why would he say no if I give him all the promises and the guarantees? And he gets so upset that he knocks on his neighbor's door. And before he even asks him to lend him his lawnmower, he punches him in the face. Why don't you want to lend me your lawnmower? That's the world we live in very often, that we quickly jump to conclusions and what we think is going on in the other person's mind. Chew your cud. Let things sink in. The Mishnah tells us, never respond to an angry person at the moment of anger. Don't rush to judgment and say, this question is similar to, or this situation is similar to another situation I had the other day. Pay attention. The little nuances, the little things. Hear where they are coming from. You know, one of my most favorite stories is a fellow who comes to a rabbi right before Passover. He says, Rabbi, I have a halachic question. Are you allowed to drink, if you don't have wine, are you allowed to drink 4 cups of milk instead of the 4 cups of wine for the Passover Seder? Technically, it's a halachic question. But the rabbi was thinking, where's this guy coming from? If he's asking me if he can drink milk, that means he doesn't have chicken or meat either, because he's a religious Jew. He's not going to eat meat and milk. So what does he have for Passover? Does he have anything for Passover? So instead of answering him his technical halacha question, the rabbi says, how can I help you make Passover? Tell me what you have and what you don't have, and let me help you make Passover. And he gave him the wine and the meat. Chew your cud. Swallow things and digest things slowly. Pay attention. Every person is unique. Every question is unique. The question is more about the person asking than the actual technical part of the question. Chew your cud. You want to be a kosher animal, chew your cud. Take your time. Listen. Pay attention. Don't rush to judgment. No one's going to judge you how great you are by how quick you answered. It's not talk radio where you got to answer on the spot or else you have no show. It's not entertainment. Knowledge, friendships, relationships is not about entertainment. It's about something real and lasting. Chew your cud. And then split hooves. Split hooves through and through is the ability to see clarity that there are two sides to every story, that there are two sides to every situation. There's the right side and the wrong side. Very often, especially with political correctness, we try to find that nothing is right, nothing is wrong, and everything is a big goulash, like they say in Hungarian, or a mishmash. It's not true. There's the right side and the wrong side. See clearly what they are. Or see the two sides of the situation. The initial way things should be dealt with, or plan B. Once you have a clarity and you take the time to digest, you're able to deal with people, with things, with situations, and even our relationship with God in a very different way. That makes us kosher. The symbol of an animal is a symbol we have to take into ourselves to refine our character, to live more in the way God wants us to live, to be a blessing for humanity and not just a liability to humanity or just part of the weight that this world has to carry. So have a great evening and all of God's blessings.